Got the wife's hot rod back again. We've got a little bit of a brake pulsation shaking our steering wheel, so we're gonna swap out these front pads and rotors. Stick around, I'll show you how. Simple loadout to do these front brakes here today, guys. We need a 19mm or a 3/4 just to get the wheel off with those 3/4 inch lug nuts. We've got a C-clamp to decompress the caliper, which you can use any caliper decompression tool you'd like. We got some brake lube, brake cleaner, a nice little angle grinder to clean up our surfaces. I've got this little hook here to hang my caliper with. 3/8 ratchet, 14mm, 17mm. Wrenches will work just fine if that's all you got. Obviously, first things first, let's get this wheel out of the way. And now that we got the wheel off, slide you back in here. And this is our caliper setup. You got two 14mm bolts, one top, one bottom. Break those free. Usually you can pull them out by hand. Then you can slide the caliper off. I take this little hook I got here and then hang the caliper from the strut, because you don't want too much tension pulling on that hose all the time. Now I know I've got plenty of pad life here, but these rotors are just warped. So every time I hit the brakes, it's shaking my steering wheel, vibrating the car. So now that pads are out of the way, calipers out of the way, 17mm, and sometimes if you don't have a nice thin profile ratchet like I do, this top caliper bracket bolt is kind of a bear to get to. So you might end up using a box end wrench to get that out. Sometimes a little easier to get in there that way. Go ahead and break each one loose. Okay, now that the bolts are out, take our caliper bracket out of the way and slide our rotor off. Now the caliper bracket, you've got your slides and you got your shims. My pads come with new shims. We're gonna get those out of the way. Right, and inside of these channels, I've done these brakes recently, and so I have already cleaned most of the rust out of these channels. If they're not clean, go ahead and take your die grinder. Now, you don't want to take too much off, because once you take it off, you can't put it back on, right? So you don't want to go too in depth on these. You just want to get the rust off. Get to the bare metal. And what I like to do before I put my shims down, I do put a little bit of brake grease down on the bare metal. Now I get a lot of controversy when it comes to this. They say, why would you put it on the bare metal, right? Well, we live in the Rust Belt. So if you don't protect this metal after you shine it up and make it nice and clean, it's just gonna rust. And when the rust forms under those shims, it pushes the shims up, and then it wedges your pad, and then your pad can't get away from the rotor. After you brake, it'll overheat your rotor, and then you'll end up with, you know, warpage and premature wear. So now for the shims, the caliper bracket sits like this on the car. Pins facing away, bolts into the right. So the shims are different from top to bottom. The bottom are gonna have these wings. The top is not. So from this angle, the top is gonna go here. The bottom is gonna go here, obviously. And when you get those shims in, I'd like to take another coat right here. And yet again, another point of controversy. Why are you lubing this part? Well, the pads sit inside of these channels, right? So if the pads can't slide back and forth easily, yet again, you're gonna end up with your pads sticking in the bracket, and they're gonna overheat your rotors, and you'll be doing this job again in 3 months. So just take your time. You don't have to use a lot. Just get it in there. Some people say don't do it, but yet again, in the rust belt, that pad sits in that channel, right? So your pad sits in that channel and it rubs back and forth its whole life. Eventually it's gonna wear off the paint and the pad is going to rust, and then that expands. Yet again, it's gonna cause your pad to just, it's gonna stick in position. Now these are the caliper slide pins. Be liberal with your coating on this, right? If you can't get these out, right? Like they're stuck, this won't budge. Oh, you can get a wrench on there and try to work it back and forth, socket. If this isn't moving, if you put a little body weight into that and it's not moving, heat it up with MAP gas, or if you have a torch, very gently on this right here. And that's gonna, help release that pin. If you try to put all your body weight on it to break it free, you're gonna break this off inside of the caliper bracket. And now, after that, you're most likely gonna have to buy a caliper or a bracket. Sometimes it's hard to find just a bracket, so you'd have to buy a whole caliper. Make sure it sits in all the way, flush, good to go. So to the hub, you can see we've got some rust buildup and junk around here. Is it absolutely necessary? Probably not. But this is my car. I'll probably be doing the brakes again in the future. So I'm gonna clean this up, put a little bit of goop on there, so the next time I do this, the rotor will just fall off of the hub and I'm not gonna have any issues. Now you can be pickier than me if you'd like. Clean that up a little bit better. That is good enough for me. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of this brake lube all over the hub. Yet again, it's rust prevention. So the next time you go to take this apart, you're not gonna have to slam it with a hammer and beat it up. There, perfect. Now I've already pre-treated my rotor and cleaned it off with my brake clean. Obviously, not a hard step to do. Get your rotor out of the packaging, clean it up, wipe it off with a rag with your brake clean. Why do we do that? Because most of the time, rotors come packaged with oils inside to keep them from rusting. So you want to get those oils off before you assemble it. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with pits, gouges, and all sorts of stuff going on with your rotor. So always try to just take the couple extra seconds to clean it up properly, to lubricate stuff the way it should be lubricated. And your extra 10 to 15 minutes of labor is really going to pay out in the long run. You probably won't have to change your brakes for quite some time if you do it properly. All right, and so the brakes that I get end up having the squeal shim on the inside. So you're just gonna twist it so you can get it down and in to the clips. Sometimes easier said than done, but for the outside and the inside. Because you want this spring to ride on that wing, and that's why we put the anti-rattle clip or the shim with that wing facing down, because that's where that spring rides on to slide that pad. So if it's not coming out like that with the springs, something's too tight. You haven't ground enough rust out, or you can take a layer off of the outside of the pad. But if it's not coming out when you let it go, it's too tight. So, oh man, I've got some rust in there. With decompressing the caliper, usually I just take an old pad, my C-clamp, just like this, and then I compress the caliper pistons with my C-clip, or C-clamp, excuse me, and an old pad. Once it's fully decompressed, you are good to go. Now here's the real tricky part. Because of these spring clips pushing out at all times, it's kind of a juggling act. You have to hold the pads in and slide the caliper over the pads, and that's it. So get your caliper bolts, start them on by hand. Now, if you over torque these 14 millimeters, you're probably going to break them. So you need to get nice and snug, but not loose, obviously. And from there, all we have left is to put our tire on. And that's all she wrote. All right, guys, really appreciate you watching. If you can go ahead and leave a comment with what you agree with, what you disagree with. Always good to get somebody else's input and ideas of, you know, how to do brakes properly per se. This is how I do them. You know, at the dealers nowadays, or even at your local, I'll just put it as chain store, these brake jobs could be pushing $500–600 now. You know, and if this video can help you save a couple $100, I bet you can get these parts at the store for around $150. So if you got about an hour of free time, you can get it done yourself and save a lot of money. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.